Well, hello friends, Scott from Plot River Keto. If you're new to my channel, welcome. On my channel, you get to come along for the ride on my keto journey. I check in with you once a week to update you on my keto progress and try to check in with you at least one other time during the week, usually to share something that I've discovered about the ketogenic lifestyle, but occasionally to share a little something about this journey that we call life. Today is Sunday, actually, which is means I'm a day late on my check-in day. It's 2 weeks in a row. I'm starting to wonder if I'm going to start doing these check-ins with you on Sunday because I've done it for a couple of weeks now. But today's check-in day, so we're going to check in with the weekly goals that we have a couple things I want to share with you. And yeah, so let's get right into it. August goals, number one was OMAD. I have been struggling to get back into OMAD, and I think that part of that has to do with just the fact that when I was on vacation, there was not a lot of OMADing going on. We were eating when things were available, and so it's been a habit that's been difficult for me to get back into this week. I would say that actually, to kind of give you a preview of coming attractions, kind of all of my goals, I would say that I get, well, I maybe had an F grade last week or a D that, I mostly wasn't completing my goals last week. This week, I would say that I have a passing grade, probably a C. On the OMADing, I think I was probably 3 out of 7 days. And it's not like I've been going crazy the other days. I just I'm having a lunch and having a dinner, and again, nothing wrong with that. But I also have been snacking more than I have in the past, which is not what I want to be doing. So I'm going to rededicate myself again this week to getting back to OMAD so that I can, again, cut down on the keto snacking. Because keto snacking is one of my biggest problems, I think, that stalls my fat loss, which is one of the things that I'm working on. So OMAD this week, I was probably 3 out of 7 days. And then a couple of days I was pretty good with 2 mad, and then a couple of the other days I snacked too much, and I could definitely tell. I get lethargic a little bit when I eat too much. I end up eating too much is what happens because I snack too much, and then I still eat my big meals, and yeah, it's just a recipe for not a whole lot of success. So like I said, probably a C grade on all these goals, guys, but I will talk with you as we go here. DDPY workout every day. I was 5 out of 7 this week. I did have one day. Again, it's been interesting this week, and this is going to be a theme as I talk about my goals. I've been getting back into the swing of things. So whereas the previous week, I think I got 2 days of my DDPY workout. I got 5 this week. I didn't get all 7, but I did get 5, which was good. So again, a passing grade, maybe a B on DDPY instead of a C. But yeah, so did that this week, doing better with that. Feeling good for the most part with my workouts. I will say I'm having a bit of a problem with my one hip, and I'm not sure what's going on. Hopefully the yoga can help me with that, but I might end up going to visit a masseuse or a chiropractor because I'm having some pain. Not so bad that I can't walk or do my workouts, but it's been a little bit touch and go. Next was 30 days to bigger arms. I didn't do that at all this week. So it was one of those things where I'm, again, trying to get back into the swing of things and trying to work myself back into what I'm used to doing. And that was one of those things that I haven't quite worked back into my schedule yet. And I am going to do it this week. I'm going to do it. I'm going to start tomorrow. Will be my first day and get back into it. It's one of the things I think I hate about starting on Mondays because Mondays can be such a tough, frustrating day. Maybe that's my problem. But I am going to start doing the weightlifting again because I want to do that. And I think if I go another week without doing it, I'll be totally out of the habit. And I'll have lost that extra thing that I gained. So, did not get the Anabolic Aliens 30 Days to Bigger Arms workout started this past week. I plan on starting it this week, and hopefully we'll have some success with that. Walking daily, getting at least 10,000 steps. I think I did that. If I didn't do that every day this week, I was 6 out of 7 days for sure. Again, it was like I would have a DDPY workout one day and not get my walk-in, and then the next day I would get my walk-in and not do my DDPY workout. So, I think I was probably 5 or 6 out of 7 days with my walk this week, but I want to be 7 for 7, so we're going to shoot for that moving forward. Weighing in at the end of the month, focusing on my processes. I'm focusing on my processes, but it's been harder to get back to having the success with my processes that I had before I went on vacation. So I didn't weigh in this week, and that's probably a good thing because I think I'm still probably struggling a little bit. And I'll admit, guys, one of the things that I wanted to talk with you a little bit about this week, I admit to a bit of frustration. I feel like I'm really stuck here in this right at 300 pounds range. When I get too far down on myself, I remind myself that I've been able to keep heading in the right direction consistently for over 2 years. Having said that, I'm a bit frustrated with where I'm at. The silver lining of that frustration is that I know that it's what I'm not doing. I know as in part of our keto community, I've heard friends and read stories and that kind of thing of people who've really been doing everything right, and their body has really stalled on their fat loss for reasons that they can't figure out. That's not the case for me. I know what's going on. I'm snacking too much. I'm not getting my movement in. And when I snack too much, I don't eat like I want to. And when I don't get my movement in, I'm not as motivated. And, the depression that I suffer from creeps back into my life. I believe I've shared that with you guys here on my channel, that I definitely deal with depression. It's just a reality of my life. I most of the time deal with it pretty well, but that's when I talk about the post-holiday blues that I have, that's my depression. When I talk about when I'm particularly stressed out, like during tax season, I deal with depression. And coming off of vacations, like I can get into that kind of downward spiral. And that's one of the things that this channel has been great for me. It's been great to kind of pull me back up when I start to slide back into some of those bad habits of isolating myself and just letting my negative thoughts sort of take over. So overall, I would say I'm definitely doing pretty well. Having said that, I'm a little bit frustrated being stalled out. Having said that, I know why I'm stalled out, so I think I can get moved back in the right direction. Not to finish out my goals though. My last goal, of course, is to get my Bible study in weekly, and I've been doing that, and that also keeps me grounded. Has been very good for me to read the Bible with my family and to study it and talk about it. So that's been great for me. So yeah. So those are my goals. Again, I would probably give myself a C, maybe a C plus this week. I'm doing better. But I definitely know that if I want to kind of break this mini stall that I've been in, kind of being stuck in the same place and really keep moving toward my eventual goal, I need to do better than a C or C plus on my goals. And I know that as I do that and focus on those processes and the things that I have in place, that I will be successful. So I can do it. So yeah. The other thing that I wanted to share with you guys, if you've been following along, if you follow me on Instagram, if you watch my short videos that I post on my YouTube channel, you'll know that this has been the first week of school. So we've been working on getting into a new routine, and I know that can be challenging for some people. I know that it's definitely challenging for me. It's one of the things that I'd invite you to think about. If you have a big change to your routine, how do you get into that new routine? How do you continue with the success that you've had? So for example, I've had pretty good success this summer. Basically getting back the problems that I had during the spring, but I've had good success. I've had good fat loss this summer, but now we're into the fall and into the school year, and I'm trying to get a new routine and focusing on that, and that's been a bit of a challenge for me. So my question to you guys is, what do you do to help with your routine? Obviously, I've written down my goals, and I'm going to focus on my processes harder this week, but it's been a struggle for me, for sure. And the other thing that's been a bit of a struggle for me, again, I think I've shared this on my Facebook page for sure, definitely on my Instagram channel, but it really hit me the first day of school this year when I took my wife and my daughter to school and realized, I knew this already, you guys have heard me talk about it, but realizing that I'm not going to be taking my daughter to school this year. That everybody's at the high school, my son is a senior, my daughter is a freshman, and my wife teaches at the high school, and they're all going to be headed there together, and I'm not going to have that time with my daughter. And the other thing is that the time that I have with my son being at home is coming to a close. And it's coming to a close faster than I want it to. And that is, it's a bittersweet thing. I actually am working right now with my son. We're going to sing a musical number in church here in a couple of weeks. And that has been such a blessing to me, such a fun opportunity to spend time with him. But I'm realizing as we've hit his senior year that those opportunities are going to be less and less, and it's easy to kind of get a little bit stuck in that and to feel sad about that. But I read this somewhere, and I don't know who to attribute this quote to, so I certainly didn't say it first. But the best thing about having kids is watching your kids grow up, and the toughest thing about having kids is watching your kids grow up. And that is so true. It is so amazing to see the success that my kids have had and the successes that they are and the wonderful human beings that they are, it's also tough to see that happen because I can see that they're leaving sooner rather than later, and that has been a bit of a challenge for me. So if I've seemed at all down this week, I'm struggling a little bit with that. Have a little bit of melancholy as it relates to that, but it's definitely bittersweet because while I am a little bit sad and I can even get a little bit choked up and have a little something in my eye, I'm so happy for my kids and for the successes that they are and for the way that they're making their way through this journey that we call life. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope that you're having a fantastic week. Hope that you're having a great weekend, that you've got yourself set up for a great new week. If you've enjoyed this video, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. Let me know that you're liking it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit the bell icon so that you can be notified when I post my weekly update on Sunday instead of Saturday. Keep calm and keto on, guys. Have a fantastic week, and we will check in with you again soon.